Our commitment has always been to preserving things that make sense, whether it's buildings or the environment or simply good ideas. I'm Greg Plosser. I'm president of KPS Group. We are in KPS Group's offices, which are in a building that was built in 1890, where we've been located for the last 30 years. We have a very diverse portfolio of buildings and building types, everything from small projects and renovations to very large projects. And I think that we enjoy the challenge of that. We like to think of ourselves as collaborators with our clients.
One of our recent lead projects was the office of the Coyne Group. The Coyne Group is very special to us. It is actually the first project in the state of Alabama to receive LEED CI, which is Commercial Interiors Certification, and we're extremely proud of it.
I think you can go out and hire any design firm and they'll design you a nice space. Very few firms try to capture the culture and the character of your firm, and that's what KPS did. KPS saw what we were trying to achieve as an experience, as an emotion, as part of our identity, and they approached it from that fundamental perspective.
We took special care and selection of the interior finishes, including the flooring, the walls. We used a combination of bamboo flooring and carpet tiles. The bamboo flooring is a rapidly renewable resource. We used movable wall systems, landscape office, and modular casework. So approximately 90% of this office can be relocated to a future location.
We ended up with a very well technically designed space. But more than that, we ended up with a space that without fail, in 4 years, 100% of the people that have come into this office have commented that the offices were stunning. So it's this marriage of the design in the sense that we traditionally think of it, a certain wow factor, but also something with substance. And KPS delivered that start to finish, both in the finished product and how they worked with us and sought to understand who we were.
We, first of all, try to stand in our client's shoes. We want to listen first. We want to collaborate with them to help them realize their vision, their expectations, whatever it is they're trying to achieve. We want to be partners with them, but we want to do it in that spirit of good stewardship.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Collis. I'm an architect with KPS Group. We're out here today at the Ruffner Mountain Nature Center, a new facility that was completed this past summer. It's located here on the north side of the mountain and raised up above the ground plane so that it interferes with the natural terrain as sparsely as possible. Pulling it up brings you up into the tree canopy, makes you feel a part of the forest. It also uses that foliage to protect the building. In the summertime, it protects from the southern sun, and then in the winter, when the leaves fall, the trees shed their leaves, then that sun is allowed to come in and help warm the building in the cooler months. And one of the important aspects of this building is that it tries to be a real teaching tool. The sustainable attributes of the project are not hidden away in a service area somewhere, but they're out front. They greet you as you come to the front door. For example, the cistern, you see the shape of the roof and the way the water flows and going into the cistern to be stored, and then as you go through the gallery, you see all the spaces that it's being used, and people understand that. They make that connection. Again, I think we need to be making the most out of what we have, making buildings that last, that are efficient, and really do a better job of connecting us to each other and to nature.
As Gray always likes to say, the most sustainable building is no building at all, and the next most sustainable thing is to adapt an existing building. My name's Susan Lineberry. I'm a vice president with KPS Group, and I am project manager for the Pizitz Building, which you can see behind me. The Pizitz Building will be, we think, the first historic project that will also be LEED certified in the state of Alabama. And we get a lot of points just by virtue of its location in a downtown urban area. We get a lot of points for using the existing structure. In fact, we're using over 50% of the existing structure on the interior and the exterior facade. By revitalizing this building, reoccupying it with business and with retail, it will help to further revitalize this area with pedestrian traffic, with adjacent businesses, with the McWane Science Center across the street. There'll be a lot of vitality on the street, and this will definitely no longer be an eyesore, but will be a beautiful enhancement to the city and to the historic theater district.
All of us ought to build in a way that is respectful of the finite resources that we've been given on this earth. I believe that that is a moral imperative, regardless of your politics. And I don't think many people would argue with you about that. The question is always in the execution. This is now my money we're talking about. So I believe that, that our advice is always to do all you can in that regard, all that makes sense in the context of your resources and your assets, and all that makes sense in the context of whatever business or enterprise you're engaged in. And that, from my standpoint, my experience would suggest that it will always pay back to you both quantitatively and qualitatively.